Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Down the Sidelines here at Lakeland University on the. I don't know. Do we want to say sidelines? Because are we technically not in the season, or do we say up in the booth?
Nah, we're on the
All
sidelines
right, we still on the
still.
sidelines.
We got a debate today. We're
Yeah,
definitely on opposite
yeah. We are
sidelines.
on the home sidelines from Lakeland University. Matt Crawley, aka Matty Icy, representing the GOAT Patrick Mahomes in today's debate.
I seriously can't believe you already called him the GOAT because
Well,
that's definitely not true. But here on the away sideline in Stevens Point, where it's snowing right
yeah, it's
now,
snowing at
and
Lakeland right now.
yesterday was like 55 degrees outside. It is super
It
nice.
was
It
like
was
warm.
it,
It
it's
was
t-shirt
insane.
and shorts weather for February, dude. Like you just don't get that often. But here on the away sideline in Stevens Point is your boy, Brenden Retzloff, a.k.a. Brett's Golf, 99 Brett's, Brendini, here to represent the true GOAT, Tom Brady.
Obviously, if you guys didn't watch our last episode, go watch our Super Bowl recap video on that. But we decided that since there's no longer no football until March, until the end of March with the UFL kicking off, we decided that we are going to be doing some debates, some top 5 lists, top 10 lists. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my phone open because I have all my notes on there. Because as we have figured out, as I stated in the last episode, that whenever I click on Google Chrome to look at the script, the official NFL script, that our cameras just go blank, and that's not
Yeah,
what we want. So that's unfortunate, but so if you see me looking, well, it's weird because my camera's down on my laptop set up on top.
yeah, that is kind of weird. But another thing too is since like you're doing this stuff from your phone, this allows me to come up with our edits, which we
Yes.
have finally been putting together and working on. It's been really tough for me to like do all this stuff because like obviously we both have school going on, our work things going on. I'm a leader of a club on the campus around here, so I'm all around the area. You're a leader too
Yeah.
of
I mean,
of
I
your
mean, I'm in a
go ahead
fraternity. I'm in a fraternity
in
on
your
campus.
fraternity.
I've
Yeah,
been part of it for 4 years now. Probably one of the best decisions in my life that I've made. A lot of cool people that you get to meet. Just really awesome. I was president for 3 semesters. Actually, when we first started this, you can actually go back to our earlier videos and actually watch those because as Brendan's was laughing his butt off because my roommates would actually just blare music.
that would be making the most noise ever, and
Yeah, but yeah, I'm
it was
also
a pretty good time
yeah,
for
it was
me.
always intense. But yeah, part of the billiards club, which is for those people you don't know, is the pool club basically on campus. I'm part of the lacrosse club. Now I'm part of rugby, and along with that, I'm also playing football for the SaberCats. So obviously, I'm all the way. I'm really spread thin, and obviously, as Brendan said, on top of classes. And now, yeah, and this is kind of what we do in my free time. And obviously, if you know me, if you follow me at all, I'm huge into lifting. So I still gotta get my workout in. Honestly, still actually gotta finish my resume because I guess, well, I'm not. I
We're
guess
going to Green Bay tomorrow.
we're going to
Actually, you're going to
Lego.
Green Bay.
We're
You're
going to
going to Green
Lego.
Bay
Well,
tonight.
yeah, well,
I'm
yeah.
going there tomorrow. We got a big event that's going to be taking place, a job fair for those people who want to get into the broadcasting type of field. And there's going to be a lot of really cool things that are going on there. Matt and I, we're going to try to get some footage, share it with our pages. But Wayne Larrivee is going to be there. He's a keynote
Larry
speaker.
McCarron.
Yeah, Wayne Larrivee, Larry McCarron. For those who don't know, they're the Green Bay Packers radio network
And there is
announcers.
your dagger.
Dagger, the Dagger, Mr. Dagger himself. We'll see if he says that
Oh,
at
I'm
the
sure
end of
so many people
his.
will go up to him and ask him to say that. That he's probably be either yes, I'll say it, or he's gonna say no because I'm tired of saying it.
Well, I'm curious. It's just a speech that he's giving, so like I don't know how you'd incorporate that in it, but
Probably
this
ask
is
for questions.
this
Someone's gonna
is
ask, "Can you say it, and
Yeah.
there is your dagger.
I mean, I already have a question lined up for him. I don't know if I should share it with the folks early for this one and share it with
I mean,
you
I probably
in
won't
case
be
you
able to
steal my
upload
question.
this. I probably won't upload this and probably till Sunday. So
Sunday, okay. And I still have a few edits to upload on our pages, but for those of you who aren't following and listen to our stuff and you enjoy the things that we talk about, you can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. Do we have a Facebook?
I think we tried to, but then we tried to remember when we first started, but then you said it had to be like a personal account or something.
Well, like Instagram and Facebook are like
Yeah, they're
they're part of
same.
the
Yeah,
same.
they're
They're part of
part of
Meta.
Meta, but I don't know. We got to look into that because that'll be a lot easier, I think.
But yeah, at Down on the Sidelines podcast and at Down on the Sidelines podcast on both
And
platforms.
TikTok.
On both platforms, yeah.
Well, TikTok
TikTok,
is D.O.T. Is it S dot or is it no? It's D.O.T. S podcast.
this is sad that we don't know this because we're the people who run
I
the
will.
page.
Yeah, I know. But we haven't been posting over a year. But
Yes, it is
okay, that's what I thought.
D.O.T.S pod. Or you could just look up Dots podcast.
Yeah. Obviously, we're having fun. We're trying to get more content out there besides YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out Spotify, so we are looking to move everything towards Spotify,
Yes,
which
we still
is
got to figure that out.
yes, which I should be able to figure out. I just gotta find. Actually, no, I won't find time because I will find time to do it. But
You
anyways,
better be finding time because I'm finding time to
yes,
crack in
yeah,
these edits for us.
yeah, which I highly appreciate. Brendan's the
Oh
mastermind
yeah,
behind all the edits, and like we said, if someone wants to do edits for us, at
and
first it might be free, but later down the line we might start paying you, and
yeah,
just to be able to
and
do some edits, and it would be greatly appreciated.
and don't just thank me for putting these edits together. This is also because of my work at Zaleski Sports. I give a big shout out to these guys because they're letting me use their Adobe platforms to put these things together. I mainly use Premiere Pro. I use it for my highlight edits that I get done for them. And I also have my upcoming capstone and symposium presentation, which I'm doing it all based on sports broadcasting and my highlights through my broadcast. So I'm using their work. They gave me permission to use it, and I'm taking the most advantage that I can out of it. But yeah, nonetheless, it's the GOAT debate, not the great debate.
The
The
goat.
GOAT debate. You kind of like that little pun that I
I do. I do.
throw in there like that. Yeah. So yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's had so much success as of late. And then there's the retired man who's awaiting to become a part of all the NFL greats in Canton, Mr. Tom Brady. Thomas Patrick Brady the third. It's interesting his middle name is Patrick.
Yeah, and obviously I'm representing Patrick Mahomes the second technically. But anyways, as we stated in the beginning of the video, I will be representing Patrick Mahomes, and Brendan is going to be representing Tom Brady. Obviously, I think we both want Tom Brady because I think we know how much we hate Mahomes now. It's just that one of those had to bite the bullet. But
Well, I wanted Tom Brady because he is the GOAT
well,
currently.
well, yeah, I did too. But sometimes you got
You're
to
you're not you're not making this case good for
No,
yourself
no, no. I do.
already.
I do. Just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean I have to fight for it.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
So as
Yes.
I said, I got the upcoming GOAT, which many people may say he is the GOAT as of right now, Patrick Mahomes of the Kansas City Chiefs. And without further ado, I think we're going to kick this debate off right now with a good old game of rock paper scissors shoot.
I mean, I was gonna let you go first,
Oh,
but
okay,
we can
okay.
we can totally do this because since I won the game of rock paper scissors last time, I'm scared you're gonna mess up again playing the game.
Okay,
But
so do you want to do it how, like, since you won, I have a choice to kickoff either way, so I can get the choice to receive
Well, I'm
the first debate or defer.
yeah, I'm letting you decide if you want to go first or if you want me to go first
All right.
because I ended up
You
winning.
know what? I'm gonna defer.
Do you want me to go first?
I'm gonna defer. I'm gonna take the second half kickoff, and I'm gonna let
All right.
you take the opening kickoff and get a 3-and-out. So
Okay.
the GOAT debate is finally on. Brenden, the stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Matt. So, the 199th overall pick in the NFL draft in the year 2000. This is where it all began. A 20-year NFL career, just a man creating highlights of his own, even though the first few years did not turn into a success for himself, but that was because this man was behind a man named Drew Bledsoe up until the year of 2002. Um, the man himself, Thomas Patrick Brady III, is the GOAT of the NFL. 7-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3-time NFL's most valuable player, 2-time NFL's Offensive Player of the Year. He also won a Comeback Player of the Year award in 2009 because the year before he ended up tearing his ACL against the Kansas City Chiefs. And I will say this, Patrick Mahomes, he has not had an injury that has made his career go to jeopardy. This injury that Tom Brady had was an injury that made his career go into thoughts of possible retirement and being done in 2008. And this was following a season where the Patriots almost went undefeated and ran the freaking table, but the New York Giants ended up making that stop. And I would say Eli Manning has been the only guy who has really understood how to put a stop
Nick
to the
Foles.
greatest player of all time. I wouldn't even say Nick Foles either because that the Patriots had more yards in that football game.
Yeah, but they didn't have
But
enough more points.
that's true. But anyways, this guy after that ACL injury, he ended up putting up another Hall of Fame resume in the next 6 years of his career, going to 4 different Super Bowls, winning 4 AFC championship games. He went undefeated in his AFC championship games that he played. And you got to remember, these quarterbacks at this time in the NFL were way different and were so much more competitive than these other guys who are in the NFL currently. Because you got guys like Eli Manning, which was always the number 2, or Peyton Manning, who was always the number 2 that was there. Eli Manning was in the league. This was when Brett Favre was also in the league and was, I mean, insane for the NFL. Donovan McNabb, when the Patriots ended up playing the Eagles in that Super Bowl. And there were so many great quarterbacks who were in this league that it's sad to see that they don't play anymore, but more guys to talk. Drew Brees was there. Phillip Rivers was there. Um, there was so much that was in the way of Tom Brady, but he also had a great coach with him. I will give credit to Bill Belichick on this as well, but clearly after Tom Brady ended up leaving the New England Patriots in his late stages of his career, he was able to prove the people wrong that he didn't need Bill Belichick to win a Super Bowl. And after changing teams, it didn't even take more than 1 year to win a Super Bowl. But back to after he won that comeback player of the year award, 2012 ended up going to the Super Bowl. 2014, 2015, 2018, or 2017. I skipped that one. I'm mixing up some years here. I would just say the Super Bowls that he played in, because sometimes people mix up the years of the NFL season and the number Super Bowl. But Super Bowl 36, he ended up winning. Super Bowl 38, he ended up winning. Super Bowl 41, he ended up winning. Super Bowl 49, Super Bowl 51, Super Bowl 53, and Super Bowl 55. And this man played in 10 Super Bowls. He had a career passing yards of 89,214. No other player in NFL history has had that number of passing yards in their entire career. Over 64% complete percentage with a 97.2 overall rating. That is courtesy of Pro Football Reference and Pro Football Focus. So we thank them for that. And Tom Brady, he's the only quarterback in NFL history to win a total or more than 200 football games. No other player in NFL history has done this. And Tom Brady easily has the most playoff career wins at 35. He also has the longest touchdown pass in NFL history. That's another freaking cool stat. 99 yards. You can't go longer than that. Tied with a few of the greats. His playoff passing yards, also proves he's the GOAT. He's thrown for over 13,000 yards, which you want to talk about how an average quarterback would play in the regular season. Well, average quarterbacks throw for about, I would say, maybe 4,500 yards in a season, maybe 5,000. This guy put up over 13,000 yards, which is something that is almost unheard of, and it seems like it's to be unheard of. You seem a little confused.
You said 13,000. You said
yes.
In total yards?
In the playoffs.
Oh, in the playoffs. Gotcha. My bad.
In the playoffs. So he has put up numbers in the playoffs that are almost triple of what quarterbacks would average in a season. Which, yes, he has played like 38, 39 games in the playoffs, maybe a few more than that. I didn't get the full numbers on the amount of playoff games that he's played in. But this guy, he was also a part of the All 2000s pro team, the All 2010s pro team. He was part of the 50th anniversary and 50th anniversary Patriots team and the 100th anniversary NFL team as an all-pro starter. So to make an all-time team, that just means you're the greatest that there is to play. And I don't have too much else that I have to say about this guy because, out of all the stats that I've shared with you, it proves that he is the greatest player that there is. He is the most accomplished player that there is. And to be accomplished, you have to be great. And Tom Brady, he's done it. Oh, yeah, keep in mind, this guy also won a national championship game when he played at Michigan. Patrick Mahomes never won a college football playoff or national championship. He never even got there. Yes, he had talent, but he didn't do it. But Tom Brady's had a total of 251 career wins in his overall career. 649 passing touchdowns. I forgot to mention that. 649 is leading all time over Drew Brees by, I want to say it's over 100 now. So it's going to take a while for another player to even get there. And if there is a player to get there, it would be the guy that you're going to be defending for. But we're going just based off of what's projected. So projections don't always mean that they're going to be true. Tom Brady, he established himself in his career in 22 years from 2000 to 2022, playing with the Patriots, and then his 2 seasons with the Tampa Bay Bucks. 7-time Super Bowl champion. You got 7 rings, 7 Lombardi trophies. You're the best of all time. No other player has that many rings. So, Tom Brady is the GOAT, everybody.
Is that all you guys say for your boy Tom?
I mean, just thinking about all of these other things, he definitely lived as a part of three different Hall of Fame careers. He's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt about it. Um, I mean, he was a part of some of the greatest Super Bowls we've ever witnessed. Um, you could argue that he could have won every Super Bowl that he played in.
I think you can argue that
Um,
for any player. Score
yeah,
starts
but
0-0 at the first quarter, 15 minutes.
you got to think of the outcomes of these games, though. All the Super Bowls that he lost were by one possession. And most of the Super Bowls he won, yes, they were also by one possession, but he ended up leading them to the greatest comeback of all time. I want to say that Super Bowl 49 was probably the greatest game that has been played of all time. He led them on a fourth quarter drive against the Seahawks to give them a touchdown and the lead. And yes, Malcolm Butler made a terrific play, and Marshawn Lynch should have ran the ball, but he led them on that game winning drive for them. He's had countless number of game winning drives. I would be taking this guy all day over what Patrick Mahomes can do. And Tom Brady's also been able to run, which, I mean, yes, he's slow, but he was able to run the ball successfully in his career. And I think just saying that he has lived three separate Hall of Fame first ballot careers is all that you really got to say about this guy.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Brenden.
Thank you.
I think it's time for me to debunk this old timer with new school, and my fingers did not crack, which I intended to. But let me paint you a picture. It's 2017. The draft has just started. Myles Garrett goes first overall pick. DM. Chicago Bears in desperate need of a quarterback. Who do they take? Mitchell Trubisky. Then who do the Niners take? At number 3, Solomon Thomas from Stanford. Number 4, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette. Number 6, the Jets are on the board. Jamal Adams. Seventh pick, the Chargers. They take Mike Williams from Clemson. Carolina's up on the board. Who do they take? Running back out of Stanford, Christian McCaffrey. Cincinnati Bengals. They take a wide receiver from Washington, Justin Ross. And now we're at the 10th pick. Buffalo's on the board. But wait, what's this? Buffalo just traded away their first round pick to the Kansas City Chiefs. And who do the Kansas City Chiefs pick? They have an all-star quarterback at Alex Smith. Who do they pick? None other than Patrick Mahomes, QB out of Texas Tech. So, obviously you can say what you want to say about draft and draft stock. I think that anyone's good. Tom Brady even said it himself. If you are drafted, you're good enough to play in the league. First round pick, 10th overall. First round pick, 10th overall. Mahomes kind of had a little thing like Brady. Had a really good quarterback. He kind of just mentored, if you want to say. And then never played his first season. He played one game, actually, which was the final game of the season because the Chiefs had clinched the playoffs. But let me tell you, ever since then, Mahomes has been a monster in the league. Two AP first team All-Pro, 2018-2022. AP second team All-Pro, 2020. Not to mention, in 2018, he also won off the AP Offensive Player of the Year. And not only that, he's also the youngest player in NFL history in the 21st century to win not only MVP, but Super Bowl MVP in 2018. And not to mention that, you know how he's had the biggest contract all of football, 10-year, $450 million, keeping him in Kansas City till 2031. I don't remember Tom Brady ever having that much of a contract, but Patrick Mahomes is that guy. As I said before, Patrick Mahomes won MVP 2018-2022. He's appeared in 4 Super Bowls. He's won 3 of those. He's 3 for 4 in Super Bowls right now. I don't know how many Super Bowls Tom Brady won in his first 6 years, but I don't think it was as many as Mahomes. Now, as mentioned, that Mahomes has also made 6 straight AFC Championship appearances ever since he's been a starter, which was in 2018. He was also the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee since 2022. Excuse me, the past 2 years, so 2023 and 2024. As I just stated, he has appeared in the AFC Championship game 6 straight times. He's 4-2 in those games. His first game, this might go against it, but 2018 he lost against Tom Brady against New England. 2019 he wins. He beats Tennessee. Excuse me. 2020 they beat Buffalo. 2021 they lose against the Bengals. Following year. Wait, hold on. Yes. Yeah. Excuse me. I mistyped something in my notes.
I'm taking notes of the things you're saying right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it must be nice. I don't have enough desk space for that. But anyways,
I'm just writing on paper.
Yeah. 2023, they beat the Cincinnati Bengals. In 2022 they beat the Cincinnati Bengals because 22-23 season. 23-24 season, they beat the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Mind you, people are saying that Patrick Mahomes is going to have to play his first road playoff game. And they don't know how he's going to react to that. Well, let me tell you. They beat the Dolphins. Then they went on the road to beat the Bills in the divisional round. And then they go into Baltimore and they beat the Ravens. So tell me how that was put to rest during this season. Not only to mention, he's appeared in 4 Super Bowls. He's 3 for 4 in Super Bowls. With his first one being against, in 2019, I think I have my dates all messed up. God darn it. Because I'm thinking, I was like, oh, the Super Bowl is played in 2024. So, anyways. So.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I was telling you the year of the season, and then the Super Bowl year is different.
Yeah, so 23-24 season.
Just say the number Super Bowl. Say that so it doesn't confuse
I
people.
put down who won, who they played against. So in 2020 or 2019, they played 2019-2020 season. They played the San Francisco 49ers. 4 minutes is left in the game. They're down by 10 points. What do? They go down the field. They score. Not once, but twice. And they don't let San Fran win again. They end up winning 31-20 with less than 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. All right. 2021 season. They lose 31-9 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, as many would say, Mahomes had a good game. If I just do my handy dandy, Mahomes v. Buccaneers Super Bowl. Oh gosh, excuse me. This is not what I wanted. I'm so sorry.
Play the Jeopardy music.
Let me see this real quick.
You already know this debate's gonna be hard for you.
Yeah, I
You
know.
just
I took
know
notes
it.
until you realized you put all of that, so I'm trying to. But anyways, going back to my point, I
I didn't hear
remember
a
watching.
single word you just said.
Going
I
back
heard
to
you
my
said I took
point.
notes.
Going back to my point.
Okay.
Mahomes showed up for that game. I don't know how many times people have told him that he has no receivers and his top receiver is a tight end. But anyways, so 1920 season, they win. 2020-21 season, they lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had the chance to be the first team since the Patriots, since I think 01 and 02 you said, to go back to back. As I said, 2021-22, they don't make it. They lose to Cincinnati. 2022-2023 season, they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. And as we all know what happened earlier this month, they're back-to-back champs. First team since the 2001-2002 Patriots. And now they're in the talks of being the first team to ever three-peat. And mind you, a lot of teams put off this Chiefs team because they had no wide receivers. But Patrick Mahomes did his thing. He proved everyone wrong. You don't need to have the best talent. I'm the best player. That's all that matters. And not to mention, Patrick Mahomes has been a starter since, not a starter, well, starter since 2018. But he's also been a Pro Bowler for 2018, 19, and 20. Didn't make it 21, 22, 23, and 24. So you can get, that's a lot of Pro Bowlers, even though we have stated that Pro Bowlers are a joke of a stat, but honestly, I think they're worth mentioning in this because this guy is always a first ballot Pro Bowler. I'm looking back at my notes. Yes, let me give you his stats. How could I ever forget that? 2017, his rookie year, he played one game, 22 for 35, which was the final game of the season. Chiefs had locked up the playoffs, so they were resting their starters. 284 yards and one interception. First game, but, not bad. 2018, he takes control of the offense in Kansas City. Mind you, this is when they had the 17-week seasons where 16 games were played and one bye week. 16 games played, 383 for 580, 5,097 yards, 50 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. Oh, wait, that's the year's 2018. What happened in 2018? Oh. Would you look at that? Not only did he win an MVP, he also won the Super Bowl, I do believe. No, never mind. No, he did not. Never mind. He lost to Tom Brady.
Dude, on my notes, I literally have you said Super Bowl MVP 2018 wrong. He won in 2020.
Anyways, shut up. This is not good. I thought I had this down to a nail. But anyways, 2019.
Keep going.
14 games played, missed one due to injury. 319 yards for 484, 4,031 yards. Still a decent season. 26 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Pretty good season. They win Tennessee. They go on to the Super Bowl. 1920. They play the Niners in the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl. Also win Super Bowl MVP. 2020. 15 games played, 390 for 588, 4,040 yards, 4,740 yards, 38 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. That's still a good
Wait,
season.
you said so you said a little over 4,000 yards, right?
In 2020, 4,740.
Okay.
And that was in... Oh, where was it? I just missed this. Oh, yeah, 2020. 2020, they go on, make the Super Bowl. They lose to Tampa. Still a good season. Nothing wrong with that. Still a great season. 2021-22 season comes around. 17 games played. This is the new 18-week schedule. 436 yard. passes completed out of 658, 4,839 yards, 37 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Sure, the interceptions might rose, but almost breaking 5K yards is so impressive as it is, no matter how many picks you throw. I mean, look at Jameis Winston. 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, 5,000 yards. 21-22 season. They go. They lose to Cincinnati in the AFC Championship game. 22-23 season rolls around. 17 games played. 435 for 648. 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. What happens this year? Oh, they beat Kansas City after losing to them the year before. But also, he also won MVP. He won MVP that year. Along in 2018, which I forgot to mention, where he was also first team All-Pro as a sophomore year quarterback. Usually they have a sophomore year slump. Not Mahomes. 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Yes, yeah. That was a. Hold on, I am so screwed up right now because all the dates I have.
Dude,
like,
stop saying that. Just keep rolling with what you're saying.
But anyways, 2023, 16 games played. And, sorry, backtrack a little bit. 2022, they beat the Eagles in that season for the Super Bowl. 2023-24 season, 16 games played, 401 for 597 passes, 4,183 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Down year for Mahomes. So got the win. Mind you, no matter how he is in the regular season, he's an absolute monster in the postseason. Let's never forget that. 2018-2019 season, or excuse me. Yes, I am correct. 24-23, yes. 2 games played, 43 for 70. This is all total. 43 for 72, 573 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. 18-19 season, 3 games played. Obviously, if you don't know this, that means they were I think they were the 1 or 2 seed at this time before they switched to the 7-team bracket. 3 games played, 72 for 112, 901 yards, 10 touchdowns, and no interceptions. 2020-21 season, 3 games played, 760 yards, 117 passes, 850 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not the best. 2020-2021, 3 games played. Mind you, these are all first-round buys, so at this point, he has had the first overall seed. 2021 season. 3 games played. Oh, yes. 89 for 122. 1,075 yards. 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. 22-23 season. 3 games played. 72 for 100. 72 completion. Not pretty good. 700 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. 23-24 season. 4 games played. Mind you, this is a whole debate that Mahomes may not win on the road. 4 games played. 104, 149, 1,051 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Many can say that Mahomes can retire right now, and he can be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 5 years. He's also 3 for 4 in Super Bowls. In all 3 Super Bowls, he has won Super Bowl MVP. I don't know if Tom Brady has ever won 3 Super Bowl MVPs. I'm sure he has, but not in the span of 4 Super Bowls.
I was gonna say, dude, he's won 5. Okay.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to make myself look good here.
Dude, that's what the next part of the debate is for. You're just giving your case so you can defend yourself.
But Mahomes
Then
can.
we shoot our shots at each other.
But Mahomes can retire right now, be a first ballot Hall of Famer before Tom Brady would be. Actually, no, that's incorrect because he still has to wait. But Mahomes has achieved more in his 6 years in the league than Brady has had. He's actually beating Brady in their time frames as a starter. Like, this is Brady's time frame. This is Mahomes' time frame. Mahomes has done more in his era than Tom Brady in his era. And this is why Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT.
Is that your case?
That is my case, sir.
All right. Now it's rebuttal time. So, Matt, you said earlier, and you did correct yourself, that Patrick Mahomes ended up winning Super Bowl MVP in 2018.
I meant to say MVP, but 2018, that was actually the year he lost to New England.
I was going to say, wasn't that game played at Arrowhead?
Actually, it was not. It was actually played at Foxborough.
The AFC Championship game, you're incorrect. That game was played at Arrowhead Stadium, and the Patriots won that game in overtime because Tom Brady led the Patriots on a game-winning drive over the Kansas City Chiefs to go play in Super Bowl. What Super Bowl was it? 53.
Super boring one.
Where they won 13-3 over the Rams. All right, next part. You said that Patrick Mahomes, yes, his road career in the playoffs, no one knew what it was going to be like up until this last season. And let me walk you through that path that he had. So first off, he ended up playing against the Miami Dolphins in the coldest conditions ever with Taylor Swift at the stadium where the NFL had it set up where the Kansas City Chiefs were going to become Super Bowl champions this season. And the Miami Dolphins, let me continue. The Miami Dolphins are a team that's acclimated to weather that's not in the negative 20-degree category. So that was a pancake win for the Chiefs. Their next game they played was against the Bills. Yes, that was an amazing game going up into Buffalo from both sides. But Buffalo's defense was completely injured in this game. So the Chiefs had it very easy. They also were able to run all over the Bills. But then in the next game, talking about it, is against the Baltimore Ravens, where they played against a team that had Lamar Jackson, who only won two playoff games going into that game in his career. And everyone was talking about how Lamar Jackson is like the greatest quarterback there is this year, all of that. And like, yes, he had the stats in the regular season, but his playoff stats have never shown for it. And Kansas City probably had the easiest road to success to get to the Super Bowl. Not just because it was kind of set up for them, it's because the quarterback competition that the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes have had in his 7 years of being in the league, or however long it's been of being in the league, has not been as difficult as it has been for Tom Brady. And another thing, too, is one of the Super Bowls that he won was against Jimmy Garoppolo. Oh, yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo, he played as the backup of Tom Brady for about the first 5 or 6 seasons of his NFL career. And everyone was like, oh, this guy's going to be so good because he's playing underneath Tom Brady. Then he ends up going over to San Francisco in that free agency move. And yeah, San Francisco, they didn't get to that Super Bowl, but give credit to their defense because they have an outstanding defense and they've had an outstanding defense for years. And I'm going to say this, Jimmy Garoppolo, he missed so many passes in that Super Bowl against the Chiefs and should have won this game because he threw 2 interceptions towards the end of this game, which gave the Chiefs all those points at the end of the game. Because Damian Williams, he had that 39, 40-yard rushing touchdown to seal the deal. Patrick Mahomes, he did have a few good drives in this game, but it wasn't all him who got it done for his team. And let me say this, Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes, he's 2-0. playing against him. Super Bowl and AFC Championship game. Tom Brady's got 2 wins over him. And you also stated your case that Tom Brady has not has had as much success as Patrick Mahomes did in his first 6 seasons. You would be incorrect. He won a Super Bowl in 2002, 2004, and 2005.
How
He
many of
also
them
won
were
3
Super Bowl
rings.
MVPs?
Super Bowl MVPs, I believe he won 2 out of the 3 of them.
Okay.
So he actually has had as much success. He's won 3 Super Bowl rings, as has Mahomes. And Tom Brady, like I said, he also had that scary injury, which made the Patriots go on that stretch of not winning Super Bowls. And Tom Brady also has the most consecutive wins in NFL history, being 22 straight games won in a row up until that loss against the Giants in that Super Bowl, thanks to one of the dumbest catches in NFL history, which turned out to be one of the greatest catches in NFL history. But if that pass doesn't get completed, the dude's got 8 rings.
So you're telling me that Brady hasn't had a significant injury. What about in 2023-24, 22-23 season? It's the playoffs. Mahomes gets his ankle rode. He has no mobility on it. And I know
That
you're
is
going to
not
say,
a significant injury at all.
I mean, it was significant enough.
No, it wasn't. He didn't sit out for the game. He kept playing.
Okay, fine. Screw you.
He sat out like 2 drives in the game. And also in those 2 drives of the game, what happened? Matt Castle threw a touchdown pass. So the backup clearly proved that their team could do stuff. And the Kansas City Chiefs, I'll say this, to have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill in those, not in the last season, but since they had those 2 guys, I mean, those are 2 of the greatest of all time. And I've been saying this for the last few years. Travis Kelce has been carrying Patrick Mahomes along his back.
Or is it that, or is Mahomes carrying Kelce because they don't have any wide receivers?
Mahomes isn't carrying Kelce. He's not carrying him.
You sure about that?
Dude, you even agreed with me earlier in the last year. In the
That
last
was
year,
earlier.
that
I'm
Travis
trying to make my
Kelce
point.
was
I'm trying to
carrying.
make my point. No, but
I'm telling you the things that you said.
it's no different than. Okay, well then, let's talk about defenses.
Okay.
Brady has had, I do believe, top 5 defenses every time he's won a Super Bowl or went to the Super Bowl, or at least a top 10.
Dude, this is a horrible argument. The Kansas City Chiefs have literally had the exact same.
Fine. Anyways, I actually don't know what to say anymore.
Dude, just face it. Tom Brady beat Patrick Mahomes twice. One time, it was in an overtime game that was a classic. It was a great game that was played. And then the other time was a Super Bowl where he just got his butt handed to him.
Because none of his receivers wanted to show up. He was doing everything he could in his power.
Sure. You can say that. Football is a team game, but at the end of the day, Patrick Mahomes is the greatest football player of all time. He's had to deal with so much more competition than Patrick Mahomes has, and it's not even close.
I also do want to take into accountability that different eras of different schemes during these. Obviously, I think we can both agree that both of these quarterbacks get plenty of flags their way.
Yes. Yes.
That both of these, we go in straight into the Brady era, into the Mahomes era. And I honestly think that if Mahomes, because obviously no one is, I don't think ever, well, there's probably some players, but I can't name some right off the top of my head, that's probably won MVP and Super Bowl MVP in their second year as being a starter, or first year as being a starter, second year in the league. But you gotta realize, like, yes, oh wait, they had Tyreek Hill, they still have Travis Kelce, but what's the whole debate on this pass? I mean, the only notable receiver I can think of for Patrick Mahomes is Tyreek Hill. Besides, like, to know, like, MVS, Kadarius Toney, those guys aren't reliable. Valdez-Scantling, like, Cole Hardman, I mean, he comes and goes. He kind of goes wherever he wants. But think about, like, the notable, like, helping crew that Brady has had. I mean, look at this. Mahomes doesn't really have a
Okay, by
top good. I'm talking about supporting cast. Like,
yeah, by supporting cast, Tom Brady's had completely different supporting cast throughout his entire
he's
career.
had Randy Moss. He has Danny Amendola. He's had Wes Welker. He's had Gronk. He's had Julian Edelman. Which all of those guys are probably going to be ending up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because Tom Brady made them good. Tom Brady made these guys get names for himself. A guy like Logan Hogan, or I forgot
Chris
his
Hogan.
name. Yeah, Chris Hogan. Like he made that guy get himself a name for himself in the I think it was Super Bowl 52 and 53 years. This guy was a guy no one really ever talked about. Even a guy like Aaron Hernandez when he was on the team. Like, yes, he was a part of that national championship team from Florida, but he still like gave these guys names. No one ever heard of Julian Edelman up until the year, I want to say 2014 or 2015, when the Patriots ended up winning Super Bowls 49 and 51. Like, no one ever did. You can't deny that. Tom Brady gave these guys names.
No, well, you can say the same thing about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
No,
Travis
no,
Kelce.
you can't.
Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce
got drafted.
He was already on the
round.
Chiefs before Patrick Mahomes, and he was already doing good
No, he
with
wasn't.
Alex
He
Smith
was a
there.
special teams player. That's all he was. He wasn't even in a rotation at tight end. He was like the third string tight end. He played special teams until Mahomes. And then that's how Kelce's career got kicked off.
What about the fact about Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill, he's already been known as that guy to be one of the best wide receivers. Like, and it wasn't even Patrick Mahomes who got him that name.
I just think they say that because Tyreek Hill is so fast. He ran, what, like a 4.2?
He is. That's his talent. That is his talent.
Yeah, but besides the Dolphins and Mahomes, do you think he could have done something anywhere else, though? With a different staff?
I feel like he could have done a lot to a bunch of different staffs. Probably not with the Panthers or just those garbage franchises, but I feel like you can put Tyreek Hill on almost any team. He can be an absolute game changer. I don't know what you're saying though, because
Neither do I. I'm trying to make the best case for myself.
no,
Whenever I think I have a lead.
you were saying
Whenever
something
I have a
about
lead, you
Travis
turn it around
Kelce.
on me.
And your comebacks are being horrible right now because I just looked up Travis Kelce's career stats. You're about to get absolutely owned. 2014, he had 5 touchdowns. 2015, he had 5 touchdowns. 2016, 4. 2017, 8 touchdowns. That was before Patrick Mahomes even went into the picture of the league. And in 2016, he had over 1,000 yards receiving. That was with Alex Smith already with the team. So I don't know where you're getting this thing about he was a third string player. Clearly he wasn't because he was a starter on the team. He was with the team for like 4 seasons before Patrick Mahomes went to the picture, and he was already a big help to their franchise. And if you're looking at a bunch of different wide receivers, talk about Deion Branch on the Patriots. Like, this guy, you didn't hear of him up until Tom Brady gave him a name for himself
I've never heard
in
of
those Deion Branch. Yeah, look him up. Patrick Mahomes has had players with him in his career that have absolutely carried him, and Travis Kelce is one of them. I've been saying this for so long. And Tyreek Hill, he was already great just because of his speed and his ability. Like, he's a very gifted player. You could say that Rob Gronkowski helped him, but Gronk didn't even get into the picture until like 2008, 2009. Tom Brady already won those 3 Super Bowls, and he didn't even have him.
Can we end the debate? Because I have
Yeah,
nothing to say.
you lose. You lose.
No, it's up for the comments to decide who won.
You you absolutely got owned, dude. I'm sorry, but you did. Tom Brady is
There's only so much I can
clearly the
say.
best player
There's
right
only
now.
so much I can say because I don't know. Because if he 4-piece, I think we can agree that he's the GOAT.
What's that?
If like Patrick Mahomes 3-piece, I think you have to start saying, looking at that. Okay, no other QB has done this before.
Well, yeah, that's an accomplishment you can say, but has it happened yet? No.
No, but
People
that's
gotta stop basing their crap off projections for these players because you never know what can happen to somebody. Like, that's why I kept bringing up Tom Brady's ACL injury that he had back in 2008. If if Tom Brady doesn't have that injury, he possibly could have won 2 or 3 more Super Bowls before that 2015 Super Bowl against the Seahawks. He just could have. And he led the team on the greatest comeback in NFL history against the Falcons. It was him and James White that got it done. Like, Gronk, you can't. Rob Gronkowski, he didn't even do much in that game. So, like, I could understand how other people could be arguing against me that Gronkowski has carried him in his career and how Gronk has the most touchdown receptions um, in NFL history. But that's only one part of his career. Tom Brady, he's literally lived 3 separate careers, and he could be a first ballot Hall of Famer in all 3 of them.
I agree on that. But so, but Mahomes
Yeah,
can retire right now, only playing 6 years. He could
I
probably
okay,
retire
yeah, I
after
agree.
last
He could
season.
retire right now, and he would be a first ballot Hall of Famer. But would he? No, because he wants to try to chase down the best, and he's literally said he wants to do that. Like, he's already claiming that Tom Brady, he's the best that there is. That's there. No other player has won 7 Super Bowls. Like, you talk about an accomplished player, it's insane. He went to 13 straight AFC championship games. That's just ridiculous. And you know that is.
Yeah, I know that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Or or it might have been 8 straight. And he might have played in 13 straight, but he won 8 out of 13. I can't remember what it was.
That could be it. But
And yes, he's had good defenses, but
I think
I mean,
both of these teams have really had good
yeah,
defenses.
and that's what I ended up saying to you.
But I think this debate's over. Comments, please decide who won and who did not win.
I can't wait to clip the part where you said Travis Kelce played third string off of special teams.
He
You freaking
played
made that
special
up.
teams. I'm telling you.
What the frick does a third string special teams player mean?
I
That sounds
said
like he'd
third
get cut.
string tight end. And then he was a special teamer. He was mostly a special teamer.
I don't know where you got that information from because clearly he still had good seasons.
Alright, anyways. Well, let's end this. Alright, from the home sideline, representing Patrick Mahomes, it's your boy, Matt Crowley, a.k.a. Matty Icy.
And here on the away sideline representing the GOAT, please say that Tom Brady is the GOAT, guys. Um, on the away sideline. In Stevens Point is your boy Brenden Retzloff, 99 Brett's Brandini, Brett's.golf. And this has been it for the GOAT debate.
Yes, it has.
It
Alright.
was a hard fought debate, Matt. I'll say that to you, but at the end of the day, I think we all know who is the best player that there is right now. We'll say currently he is the best player right now, but best of all time, I would say otherwise.
Alright, guys. We will probably see you next week where we will figure out what we are going to be doing. It might be a top 10 list. You might play a couple of games. We don't know. But anyway, guys.
Hold on a second. Didn't we have some other information that we wanted to talk about?
We were going to the thing at Lambeau tomorrow.
Yeah, but like,
we have a special guest coming. I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but we do have a special guest that will be joining us shortly. We are figuring out times for him to come on. He is a Packers fan. He runs a Packers page in Wisconsin. He's a great friend of mine, and he agreed to come on. And so we are going to ask him a couple of questions. We also want to get King's Customs back onto the show and do all the good stuff. But yeah,
get Ben on the show.
Guests. Yes, get Ben on the show. We're gonna have quite a few guests this off season before the UFL. And I'll see some top 5 lists and everything like that.
One thing before we go, I don't want to say this. You like to say obviously a lot. When I was going through the edits of our podcast or just even listening to it, I need to like start to put a counter together.
Oh, yeah,
on the amount of times you say
you
it.
Put a counter like a tally, like up in the corners, be like 1, 2,
you
3,
say
4, 5, 6.
A lot more times than you probably think you do.
I probably don't even realize it.
It's pretty funny how often you say it, but maybe I'll have to put something together like that. But I wasn't thinking we were going to talk about special guests. I thought we were going to talk about the latest news in the league, and I thought we were going to transition from this debate to talk about if the Chiefs were actually forming a dynasty. Because we said we were going to cover that in the last episode, but we never did.
No, we did. I mean, we're over an hour right now. I guess we can save that for a different episode.
Yeah. How far are we into it? Like an hour 20?
Just over an hour.
Okay. I feel like we could go for like 10, 15 more minutes.
So, yeah, we can.
We're not leaving yet, guys.
We're actually going back onto the field. It's overtime. So as
I like that. I like that.
So as Brenden said, that this is starting to become the Chiefs' dynasty since basically Mahomes became their starting QB 2018 to current, kind of how the Brady dynasty was in New England for all those many years. Yes. Is it safe to say that this is a dynasty? I mean, as I just said, I mean, he's been to 6 straight AFC Championship games. He's been to 4 Super Bowls, won 3. I mean, is this really a start of a dynasty, or if they would have lost that Super Bowl against San Fran, do you think that they wouldn't?
Sure. I think this in my head. I like to think about. I don't like doing these comparisons, but I can almost compare this Kansas City Chiefs team to the Golden State Warriors from 2015 up until 2022. I think it's 2022, the last time that they won the NBA Finals. Yeah, it was the year before the Nuggets won. But like you can say the Warriors, like yeah, they had Steph Curry, and you would say that to the Chiefs, that's Patrick Mahomes. And then there's Klay Thompson, and you can say to that's Travis Kelce, you know. And then I mean throughout time as well, you got Draymond Green who was there. Actually, you could say he's Travis Kelce because Draymond Green and Travis Kelce, they're the beef guys. They're the beef guys. You know that.
Yeah. Then who's the Warriors?
Kevin Durant was another really big one
he's
too.
A Tyreek. I would put Durant as a Tyreek. Like he kind of.
Yeah. So like you can compare these guys, and I don't like doing basketball to football comparisons. I don't know as much about basketball,
Neither do I. I
but
wrestled.
I know enough. Like, and it seems like you know enough about this Golden State team too. And Steve Kerr, you can compare him as the coach to Andy Reid and
Absolutely.
his coaching style. Um, but like everyone's talking about how the Warriors were forming a dynasty, and it was confirmed that they had a dynasty up until like the 2018, 2019 end of season when things just fell apart for Golden State when they lost to the Raptors in the finals, when all those injuries ended up occurring for the team. Kevin Durant tearing his Achilles, Klay Thompson being out for the finals. I think Draymond Green got suspended for like 2 games from the finals too.
Probably from
Correct
fighting.
me if I'm wrong. Yeah, he probably was. Dude, that guy throws haymakers all the time. He's a crazy dude. Michigan State product, Draymond Green. But you can almost make that comparison with them. And the fact that the Chiefs ended up winning the Super Bowl this year, yes, I'm going to say that is a really impressive accomplishment considering the type of roster that they had. But let's be honest, their defense has really improved over these last few years. And Chris Jones, he doesn't get as much credit as I don't think people say he did. Some guy in our one of our TikTok posts said that Chris Jones should have been the MVP
I did see that. Yeah.
of the Super Bowl. And I ended up commenting back about Leo Chanel has something else to say about that because he was the guy who blocked that extra point, which that saves overtime from happening. And he also ended up forcing the fumble and recovering it off of Christian McCaffrey in the first quarter of the game. So 2 really big plays from him. But this Chiefs defense, if they can continue to become dominant like they are, and they keep Harrison Butker on their team, which I'm positive they will, the move with the punter thing
Also,
to
with
get Matt
Matt
Ariza,
Ariza, the punt god, has returned. Obviously,
yeah,
I'm so happy for him because obviously everything was a false allegation against him. And honestly, I think you let Tommy Townsend just walk because at this point, he was averaging 50 yards a punt, and you're punting at your own 10-yard line. That's 40. The other team started on their own 40-yard. And
let's not forget,
that's
yeah,
really good field position.
that is really good.
And now here enters Matt Ariza, who was he drafted or was he a
He
free
got
agent?
drafted by the Bills.
And
He got drafted by the
he got
Bills.
drafted by the Bills, and he had one punt in a preseason game. He punted from his own 15 or 10.
It was something like it was in the red zone. I remember.
Oh no, it was
It wasn't
inside
like a
the 10.
70,
No, it was
wasn't it
inside
like
the
a
20.
70,
It was a,
71 yard
it
punt
was
or
an
something like that?
82-yard punt. It ended up being a
82.
touchback. So that
Yeah. And
so
I think that's why it turned into that yardage. Yep. Yep.
so that means realistically, you add another 30 yards, 40-yard line turns into the 10-yard line. So that's a huge thing that really puts it widens some eyes because you have a punter that can kick the whole length of the field and not be worried about good field position.
Yeah. For sure. And Tommy Townsend, let's not forget, he had a big punt in that Super Bowl, which forced that turnover
Mm-hmm.
to happen in the game. But this is such a big move for Kansas City. And I think it frees up a lot of cap space for them so they can pay Chris Jones. I think that was the entire plan throughout the process of it. And it's interesting to see what happens with Tommy, who's got the long hair. It kind of reminds me of Thor a little bit.
That's gonna be a clip. It's gonna be Tommy
I
Townsend.
mean, he
It's
does.
gonna be Tommy
He's
Townsend
got the
punting
hair.
the
He's like
ball,
Clay
and it's just gonna be
Matthews.
Thor's head on top of him, or it's gonna be the other way around. It's gonna be Thor's body with Tommy Townsend's head on Thor.
Oh my gosh.
Well, those two are definitely gonna be in the edit.
Oh man. But like you can say that if this defense keeps improving, which I mean they were one of the top defenses in the league this past year, which is such a big reason why
Mm-hmm.
they ended up winning the Super Bowl. Also Taylor Swift. But yeah, you're agreeing with me on that part. But like I would say that this Chiefs team, they're considered a dynasty now.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that they are becoming a dynasty. This is going to be the team that we hate, like how we did with New England for so many years of our
Yeah,
lives.
it's exactly how it's going. But this team, it seems like people just hate so much more because
I think part of it is because Mahomes. I mean, yeah, Brady got a lot of calls, but I don't think Brady really complained that much. He might have. I know.
mm,
I do definitely think he complained about some calls, but at the same time, he kind of just kept his mouth shut. Where Mahomes is super vocal, and he like against the Bills, how they said when Kadarius Toney's lateral pass back from Kelsey,
they're the
the
offsides.
offsides that play, yeah, the offensive offside play. I
Yep.
mean, Mahomes is so incredibly frustrated. He first off, that's Tony's fault because he actually never looked back at the ref to make sure he was onside.
Yeah.
And that's on him. And then Mahomes just expects everything to be handed to him from it seems like. But obviously Taylor Swift, I think a lot. I think that's a big reason why is because is Taylor Swift is because she gets shown so much. Even though she was shown for 57 seconds at the Super Bowl, it's just how much they show her. I think is really the problem.
I I seriously don't mind like how much that they show her because I think it's a really cool thing for the NFL that like they're able to get somebody like that on it. I don't think it's a PR stunt at all, but I do think that like her and the NFL are a little like partnered together with something, but it's just the relationship that Travis Kelsey and her have. I legit do think that is a real relationship that they're in. But I totally get it. I think that is what gets a lot of hate because, like in the Super Bowl, when I think it was Post Malone singing the "America the Beautiful," they
Mm-hmm.
ended up showing her on the screen, and so much booing ended up happening
Yeah,
while he was singing.
she chugged a beer and then they everyone in the
And I
stadium
get
booed
it.
her.
I get it. You're in the Super Bowl. Like, have a good time, have fun. But
But I
it's
think it's
also the
because how
people that,
much they show her, how much she's in the media. It's like Taylor
yeah,
Swift has also brought in $300 million of revenue to the NFL, so I think that's why. But at the same
yeah,
time, it just gets annoying.
it is annoying. And, like, I feel like you could be talking about a player or something, show off a replay or whatever. To me, I still really don't care or mind that it's being shown because it's just a small part in the game. It's not like it's during the play where you have the camera on the person. Like if it was that, then that's clearly a problem. Like if you were to put the camera, I don't care who it is. If it's The Rock or if it's Tom Brady or I mean Taylor Swift, it doesn't matter who it is. If you would put a camera on somebody during a play, that's when you're gonna get a bunch of people
Mm-hmm.
yelling and hating on you. And I would say the main problem is it's how much it gets posted on social media by the NFL and by all these other sports groups
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. That's the part that ticks me off the most. And
Yeah,
then
it
it's
really
always comment
does.
sections really going back and forth at each other about like, oh, you Chads have so many problems with seeing girls on screens. And like, no, that
It's
to
just
me,
because
that's
we
not what
want
it
to watch
is.
football. We don't want to watch a single person.
Like, it's not that we don't like women. I'm a person who likes any kind of person that there is. I'm all about the equality and all of that between people. But like it's just how much a sports page shows something that's not even sports related.
Yeah, like
It
I woke
it
up
has
for this. I
absolutely
woke
nothing to
up
do with it.
like the next morning after the Super Bowl. First 10 posts is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey making out. It's like I don't want to see that.
Exactly. But I would definitely say that's where all the hate's coming from, or a majority of it. Then another part of it is, yeah, how much Patrick Mahomes cried about calls not going his way and how him and Andy Reid got fined like $50,000, which to me, that
That's
is not
nothing.
enough because Tyreek Hill got fined $100,000 for not wearing socks.
Yeah.
Like you get fined 2 times the amount for not wearing the proper apparel, even though you can't even notice it at all. And I don't understand how it affects you whatsoever. And then you only fine these guys 50K for actually like hating on these refs for making these calls when clearly it's the right call that was made. Like this is
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney's fault. He didn't check in with the official, like you said. But a thing that really, really ticks me off is how these kids with dreams are getting banned from the league for reasons that are beyond outrageous. It's blasphemy because Tyreek Hill ended up scoring a touchdown against the Panthers in week 8 or 9 or something like that. And after he caught the pass, he ends up going to a photographer, this 20-year-old
Yeah,
kid that
yeah.
he
I knew who
knew.
you're talking about because I follow
Do
him
you know
on
what play I'm talking
TikTok.
about? He
Yeah,
ends up
I
going
follow him on
up to
TikTok.
this photographer that he knew, and he ends up grabbing his camera and he does a backflip. And the NFL a couple of days later bans him from the league and everything that he can do. And that it was his dream. He wanted to follow the NFL and understand the players and get to know them more. And he
He
was
wasn't
great
really.
friends with Tyreek.
Yeah, he
Do
was
you know the
Tyreek.
rest of the story?
Yeah, he was Tyreek's. Because I remember because he did like started off like at his football like for high school. He moved up to
He
college.
did a bunch of stuff with Tyreek Hill. I know that.
Yes, he contacted because he contacted Tyreek once he got to Miami. He was like, "Hey, like I just want to shoot some videos for you." Then after that, like they became friends, and then
Yeah.
it just happened to be that he was in the end zone. He was actually recording Tyreek, so that's why Tyreek took his phone. And Tyreek even offered like the NFL was like, "Don't ban him. Like I'll pay his fine. Like you don't have to ban him." But now, yeah, he's banned from the NFL indefinitely.
He's still banned,
I'm pretty sure he's
from what you
banned.
know. That is so
He's banned
stupid.
indefinitely, so he won't be coming back, unfortunately.
That is so ridiculous, considering that the NFL ended up posting that too. Like, the NFL is posting this kid's content and then just absolutely throwing him in the slammer for it.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. The NFL, you need to get better. You're causing so many problems. You're making teams get absolutely hated
Yeah,
for
don't need to be
reasons
hated.
that shouldn't even be hated for. Yeah, you're completely on board with me on this.
Yeah, but well, I think we went a little over our 10-minute mark, but I think that was kind of a good way to
Yeah.
end off this episode of the GOAT debate and then discussing about the Chiefs dynasty and some
This
other
team could be
topics.
scary in the next few years or so. We'll see. I mean, projections are saying that your guy you defended could be the guy to overthrow Tom, but that's a
Unless
projection.
Caleb
We never
Williams
know.
does it. I don't know. But anyway, guys, overtime's up. So I was checking out from oh my gosh, from the home sideline at Lakeland University. It's your boy Matt Crowley, aka Matty Icy.
And then here on the away sideline here in Stevens Point, where I got to check if it's snowing yet. It's still snowing.
Still snowing, yeah.
It's still snowing out here in Stevens Point. On the away sideline is Brenden Retzloff, your boy, 99 Brett's Golf, Brentini. This is going to do it for season 3, episode 2, the GOAT debate, plus a little bit of dynasty and a little bit of team hate, NFL not liking much
Players,
type of
fans.
calls and players and all of that. But up next, then yeah, we'll have special guests coming up, and then it's gonna be our top tens that we'll do of
Different positions, teams, you
players,
name it.
teams,
Some games
uh,
along the way.
u- uniforms.
Yes,
Oh, we got it.
we're gonna do. I think our next one's gonna be the throwback unis.
Yes, we got to do top 10 Super Bowls
Yes, we definitely
at
gotta do
or
that.
from the last 10 years is what I'm
Yes,
saying. So ranking the last 10 Super Bowls. I think that will be a lot of fun, and maybe do like ranking the logos as well. That'd be pretty
I
fun.
like that.
Um, but yeah, we have quite a few ideas coming on our way. But that's going to do it for us here on the Dots podcast. We thank all you guys for tuning in. Make sure you follow our Instagram and you check out our TikTok. Follow that as well for all other sports information. You can check out all of our pages there. Maybe we'll put them in the link down below. You said you're going to come out with this video on Sunday, though?
Yeah, I'll probably be posting this on Sunday. Sunday.
All right. All right. And Matt and I, we're going to be in Green Bay
Yeah,
tomorrow, and we're going to get some footage.
Yeah,
So
we're gonna get some footage probably posted to our Instagram and TikTok, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, just checking out from the sidelines. This is your Dots crew. All right, guys. See you next time.
we'll see you next time. Peace.